Hi there. So this is the end of month 2 on my Roaccutane. Just I always like to show the box to prove that I was taking it. Isotretinoin, 20 milligrams. There was about 30 tablets in there. Can you see when it's in focus? Yeah, 30 tablets. So in month 1, after month 1, I said that I had some cuts on my forehead where I found that my skin was sensitive, and if I cut it, I found that it made like a red lump that looked like a spot. Well, I can say that after 8 weeks, like I said, this is 2 months finishing the Roaccutane, I would say that on my forehead, for the most part, for a start, the oil, the grease, it hasn't come back. The oil hasn't come back, so my forehead is not oily at all, which is really good. I would say for the most part it's still clear. I haven't had any cystic acne at all, like I did that it was before the Roaccutane. But I would say that on my face, if I sometimes I've found like I rub my forehead like that looking for a spot, and then I'll find like a really really small one, and then I'll scratch it like that, like just scratch it like that, and then it'll just like cut the skin open, and then it'll go red. But then when it scars over, it will go like a kind of like a pinky red. And whereas ordinarily, if you weren't on the Roaccutane, that would go away in a couple of days. This here lasts for like 4 or 5 days. So if you like scratch one and then you cut it open and then you get like a mark, that'll last for 4 or 5 days. Then if you scratch another one, that'll then last for another 4 or 5 days. So if it's like, so I found that like if you scratch them and you have like 3 or 4, on like day 4 or 5 when they're going down, you might scratch again, just ever so slightly, just like that, just like that, like the smallest scratch, but then it'll cut open, and then it'll look like you've got a bad spot. But it really hasn't been a problem at all. I would find that my acne scarring now is a lot more visible. Is a lot more visible than when it was when I wasn't on the isotretinoin. For some strange reason, when I was using the benzoyl peroxide and the isotretinoin at night, I'd look in the mirror and you wouldn't see any acne scarring, regardless of how many spots would come and go, dozens over the years. But now, post Roaccutane, like the scarring is a lot more visible. It's not a big problem at all. It's just you can see it more, especially in the evening. If in the evening when you go in the bathroom at night and you put the light mirror, the mirrors, this is the mirror here, and the light is above it, and the light shines down, then you can see like the scarring a lot more. But I wouldn't say it's a big problem. But I kind of don't want to go on too long. But I would basically say that 8 weeks after, this is 2 months after finishing my last tablet. I think today is around March the 10th or something like that. So it's roughly been, I finished about January the 12th, 2018. So yeah, just to keep time frame here. But my skin is absolutely fine. It's not oily at all. I've had no real cystic acne. Like a few small, really small spots, really small. They're not really spots at all, but I would just scratch it, and then my skin, I think it's still sensitive, and then it would inflame up a little bit, and then it would take about 4 or 5 or 6 days for that tiny cut to go down, but not a big problem at all. Really happy with the results. So after 2 months, no oil, no cystic acne, so it's a job done. So there we are, just to prove that I was taking it. Okay, good luck. Thank you for watching.